Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and oh man, what a day! What a day! We got a lot of stuff to talk about here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. Hold on just a second, folks, because we're gonna go live in just a few moments. Hold on.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and welcome to the streams, and welcome to Facebook. Welcome to all points in between. Welcome to the Hardcore Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live across the internet tonight, and we want to welcome you to the Hardcore Sports Network. And of course, we want to welcome you to the Extreme. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite took place last night, ladies and gentlemen, when AEW debuted in Fresno, California. Yes, last night we were in Fresno. We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss the Briscoe Jay Briscoe's death. Of course, as you all know, Jay Briscoe was killed in a head-on collision in an automobile accident. This show is dedicated to him and his family. We're going to discuss that tonight, and we're going to discuss so much more. But I'm not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, I'm not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I brought back a very, very, very special guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a polarizing figure of the IWC. He has the lightning flash update. He's got the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. He is a friend of mine. He is a passionate, loyal wrestling fan. He is the founding father of the DJ Storms Posse page. And ladies and gentlemen, he is heaven on earth. I am so glad and so honored to beam my show tonight for the second time on his channel. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome him and I want to welcome you all and just bask in his glory. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the one and the only Mr. DJ Storms. Let's add him to the streams. DJ Storms, welcome back to the Wrestling Experience, my friend. It has been a long time, but this is the first time you're coming back on the streams in 2023. How are you, my friend? And Happy New Year to you and your lovely family.
Happy New Year to you too, man. And normally I'd be a little bit more hyped up. Normally I'd be a little bit more energetic as per usual. But first off, thank you for the intro. I always appreciate it. Obviously, before we get into the show, I want to just take it a little mellow here, and I'm probably going to do the same thing on my show on Saturday as well. I want to just speak to everyone as Dominick rather than DJ Storms to start it off, because as you pointed out, Jay Briscoe did pass away due to a head-on collision automobile accident on Tuesday evening, and I was actually I got the news from one of my friends, Chrissy. Shout out to her, and she actually texted me the news legitimately at not even 10 minutes before it finally became public, and everyone on social media was talking about it. I was hoping that it wasn't real, and I was hoping that it wasn't legit, but it indeed was legit. Tony Khan did confirm it. And the one thing I really want to discuss, obviously, we see a lot of people pass away, in their 60s and 70s, sometimes their 80s. And we kind of don't even bat an eyelash at that because, they're suffering through health problems or, old age, something like that, wear and tear on their body, whatever it may be. But we have a scenario like this in which a guy that was just 38 years old, 38, if you think about that. And I know there's a lot of people out there in their 30s and 40s and they go, oh my God, I'm getting so old, I'm a geezer. 38, it's not old. 38 is not an old age whatsoever. In many cases, some people would even say that your life's just starting at 38. And a scenario like that, it really puts into perspective just how fragile life can be and just how cruel life can be. Something so simple as a man just taking his daughters to his dance recital, especially after I saw that video of him helping his daughter practice her cheer routine during the pandemic. I mean, my heart shattered into a million pieces right there. Something so simple as just taking a drive on a Tuesday evening. We never really understand how dangerous it can be to just step outside of our home. And it really reminds us, it's a cruel reminder to us almost every single day that nothing is ever promised. Nothing is ever promised. Nothing is ever guaranteed. All of this could end for any of us within the blink of an eye, and we wouldn't even expect it. None of us would even expect it. And I'm 20. I'm going to be 24 on April 2nd, and I know for a fact that I have a lot of things that I want to work on, both professionally and personally, and I want to, get better and build better relationships. And I've been trying to do that ever since this year began. That's been one of my main resolutions. Seeing stuff like that, it's such a cruel reminder to us that life can be just taken away from us at any given moment. 1 minute, one of your closest family members, one of your closest friends could be gone. And Jay Briscoe was not expecting that at all. And I can't even imagine what his family's going through. I can't even imagine what his wife is going through, knowing that her daughters are also in the hospital in critical condition. And I can't even imagine what his brother is going through, Mark Briscoe, who legitimately just celebrated his birthday yesterday. It could not, this unfortunate tragedy could not have come at a worse time. And I absolutely feel terrible. I really do. So all I have to say is, whenever you have the opportunity to talk to someone that you care about and talk to someone that you love, tell them that you love them, tell them that you care about them, let them know how much they mean to you, let them know that they are loved, let them know that you love them, because it could be over for them at any given moment and it could be over for you at any given moment. And we should never, ever be content with just waking up and taking everything for granted. Even something so simple as just getting up in the morning and driving to work. I know we all dread it. Everyone that has a day job, we dread getting up in the morning and going to work. I know I do. I get up at 5:30 every single day to go to my accounting job for Monday through Friday. And sometimes I dread it. But you know what? Maybe I should be a little bit more appreciative that I had the opportunity to go out and come back home without a scratch on me. Maybe I should be a little bit more appreciative of that. And I think that everyone should be a little bit more appreciative of that. My thoughts, my prayers, my condolences go out to the family, the friends, the associates, the acquaintances, and everyone that was directly associated with Jay Briscoe. I did not know Jay Briscoe on a personal level, but Jay Briscoe, especially in the last year, affected me extremely personally in terms of my wrestling fandom, because of the trilogy that he and his brother put on with FTR, which was the greatest trilogy since Gargano and Ciampa in NXT Black and Gold. So once again, everyone, tell everyone that you love them. Tell everyone that you can that you care for them and you would do anything for them, and let them know how much they mean to you and vice versa, because again, you never know when it can all just be taken away from you. My thoughts and prayers go out to everyone that was deeply affected by the passing of Jamin Pug, a.k.a. Jay Briscoe, and I really do hope that we can bring everyone's spirits up. Me and Earl can bring everyone's spirits up during this rather somber time. So first off, Earl Cole, thank you for letting me on, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about that.
Excuse me 1 second. That was so eloquently put by you, DJ. I echo those sentiments. Let me just say something before I start here, ladies and gentlemen. When you have an argument with someone, or you have a petty argument with somebody, or you say something that you regret, those things are minute when it comes to embracing life and relishing life. Um, we all take our lives for granted. We do. But we should be counting our blessings every day. We really should. Um, be blessed that God has made you see another sunrise and sunset. Be blessed that you are intelligent enough to do your job, and that you can function as a human being. Because there are people out there, ladies and gentlemen, that are in a wheelchair, that are vegetables, and they have to have an assistant to dress them, to clothe them, to feed them. Be blessed that you can do those things. Life is short. Life is short, ladies and gentlemen, and our promise, our tomorrows are not guaranteed. They're just not. I'm blessed every day to wake up every morning because I work in New Jersey. I get up 5:30, just like DJ Storms does every day. I get up, I say my prayers, and I walk through the door to get on the New York City subway so I can get to work every day. Okay? I don't drive. I take the New York City subway. I take the PATH train every day. So be blessed about what you got, and don't flaunt it. Don't flaunt it. Just be humble. Just be grateful that you got it, because there are people that don't have keys to turn to at night to go to bed. They're sleeping in subways. They're begging for change, or they're online in a soup kitchen because they're broke. So be blessed and be humble. And that's all I got to say about that. And to the Briscoe family, my thoughts and prayers are with you at this time. And this show is dedicated to him and his family and his friends and everyone who supported him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit, and I'm going to tell you what's on the show tonight. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to discuss AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk about the matches. We're going to talk about, if we liked what we saw, or if we didn't like what we saw, or what can we do differently, or maybe we have another booking scenario in mind. But so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to preview my show that's coming up this Saturday night. It is the Raw State of Affairs address. And we're going to talk about the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw this Monday night. We're going to also discuss Vince McMahon. We're going to discuss a lot of things on that show, so I hope you'll tune into that. We are broadcasting tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're also broadcasting on DJ Storm's channel in honor of him. And please subscribe to him, subscribe to me, and subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. And please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. So, with all of that being said, DJ Storms, where can everybody find you on social media before I begin?
Same place as you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. You can add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is stormstakeover@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is. Please make sure you check out the Lightning Flash update coming to you live this Saturday, a special 2 p.m. Eastern time. I just need to get some stuff done earlier in the morning. 2 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday. So there'll be plenty of time for you to get ready, and you'll be able to watch my show, and then you'll be able to get ready for Earl's show on Saturday night as well. We got a nice double feature in terms of wrestling streams here on the DJ Storms Facebook group and the Hardcore Sports Facebook, or excuse me, the Hardcore Sports YouTube and Twitch as well. So please go check that out whenever you can. Please make sure that you stay tuned and set your calendars for the rundown on January 26th, Thursday at 8 p.m. I apologize that I may be interfering with Earl's stream, but, you know, the more streams on Hardcore Sports, the merrier. Mitch Kofsky is going to be joining me. We are going to be previewing and predicting the Royal Rumble that's going down next Saturday at 8 p.m. And I would actually like to ask Earl Cole a question on February 2nd, which is a Thursday at 8 p.m. How would you like to be my guest on the rundown for NXT Vengeance Day?
Oh, well, I accept, and I will table my show that night. And yes, I will definitely pop on and do that.
I'll tell you what, we can also discuss a little bit of Dynamite as well. We'll discuss Dynamite, and we'll preview NXT Vengeance Day as well. How about that?
Fantastic.
So it will not interfere with whatever topics you want to talk about. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation, Earl. I thank you all for watching. Thank you to Dee. Thank you to Big Boy Johnny. Thank you to Lady Kenzie. I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful week despite the tragic news. And I hope you guys have some decent plans to have fun or relax on the weekend, just to take your mind off of everything. Please make sure when you go check me out on YouTube, it's DJ Storms. You can't miss me. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out every single video that you may have missed. I have plenty of good content coming to you guys this year. You're going to see new faces. You're going to see familiar faces. You're going to see new videos. You're going to see new shows. It's going to be a very fun year, and I hope you guys are going to come along with me for the ride. But without further ado, Earl Cole, why don't you take us into the first match that you want to talk about as far as AEW Dynamite goes?
Yeah, just to let you all know the backstory here. A lot of you have asked me on Twitter yesterday, why did Tony Khan did not do a tribute show for Jay Briscoe? And here's the reason. According to the Wrestling Observer, AEW was not allowed to do a tribute show. Warner Media told Tony Khan, absolutely not. Tony Khan had the show all set up, and then at the last minute, he had to change in transition. Because of his tweet about homosexuality is the reason why his past aggressions was the main reason why Warner Media said no. His comments on Twitter. So that was the main reason. That is why we did not get a tribute show.
Stupid.
So that was the main reason. His homophobic comments in the past. Okay, so that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we did not get a tribute show. Okay, so let's talk
Cancel
about
culture, man. It just pisses me off. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I know, DJ. I wasn't a fan of that. I was not a fan of that. I don't think you should vilify somebody who just passed away. I mean, and talk about his past. You know, it doesn't sit right with me. It just didn't sit right with me. But anyway, that's what they wanted, and that's what they got. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the shocking moment of the night. And I'm just going to bring this up because this was shocking. The Young Bucks took on Top Flight. This match was absolutely great. I love the match. The match was fantastic. Both gentlemen, both teams had great chemistry in the ring. I love the nuances. I love the flips, the kicks. I was not expecting the Young Bucks to lose this match. I was not expecting that. I was a little bit of shock because I don't like getting champions pinned. I do not like it. Everybody knows that on my show. I'm not a fan of it. You shouldn't really pin a champion. You really shouldn't do that on television. It's not a good look. But anyway, I digress. Again, like I said, the match was great. I had no issues with the match. Great tag team chemistry in the ring with these two. And Top Flight, now, let me just say something about Top Flight. They are going places. This team is going places. And I think that it is time that this team gets a AEW tag team title match. And I think that should be forthcoming. I'm not sure when it will happen. I'm not sure when it will take place, but I am all for it, and you got my vote on it. DJ Storms, what did you make of this match?
I mean, when you have the Young Bucks, it is legitimately impossible to have a bad match when the Young Bucks are involved. If anyone's out there that are going to constantly shit on the Bucks and whatever, call them nothing but spot monkeys, I mean, you clearly don't have a brain. And if you do, you're clearly not using it properly. Everything that the Young Bucks do, it just turns to gold whenever they're in that ring. Easily the best tag team that you will ever find. And in the end, there are very few, if any, that can hold a candle to what the Young Bucks can do. And I do believe that in the end, at the end of all this, the Young Bucks do see a younger version of themselves in Top Flight. The match was fantastic from start to finish. And Top Flight, they've been getting a lot of shine. They've been getting a lot of TV time. They put on 2 excellent matches with the Blackpool Combat Club, specifically with Moxley and Claudio, and then with Bryan and Moxley on the first Rampage of 2023. And you can definitely tell who Tony Khan has lined up to be the next breakout stars of AEW throughout the year. You can tell who's going to be the breakout stars of each year with AEW. With 2021, you had Darby, you had Jungle Boy, you had Sammy Guevara, you had Ricky Starks as well, Powerhouse Hobbs in there as well. With 2022, you had Jamie Hayter, The Acclaimed, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, Wardlow, Hook. And now in 2023, you already have your first 2 breakout stars of the year waiting for that opportunity to have that big moment, and that is Top Flight. And I do believe that one day they will be AEW World Tag Team Champions. Now, you mentioned something about the champions getting pinned. Easily, champions should not be pinned, but at this stage of the game, at the end of the day, number one, it is the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks are pretty much bulletproof. No one's going to look at the Young Bucks in a weird way. They're pretty much the Usos or the New Day. They're made men. They've had their time. They're made men, and no one's going to look at them any differently, no matter how many losses they take, or no matter if they're holding titles or not, number one. And number two, Top Flight really hasn't had that big breakout victory yet. So this could very well be considered their first big breakout victory of their AEW career. And I have absolutely no issue with that. And in the end, it didn't really bother me as much as it normally would have. Plus, on top of that, you do have to remember that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they haven't lost any matches as a trio in a non-title match. So at the end of the day, it's not technically champions losing in a non-title match that really doesn't, it's not going to result in them losing championships because it's not the tag team titles, it's the trios championships. But that's a little bit detail. But in the end, I don't mind it as much as I would normally do, just considering Top Flight hasn't gotten that first big win up until last night, and the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks. Now, here's what I would do with Top Flight. If you remember, they wrestled on the Ring of Honor 0-hour pre-show against the Kingdom, a.k.a. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, which was a very good tag team match. And Final Battle, I almost said Death Before Dishonor. Final Battle was a fantastic show. Probably one of Tony Khan's best performances ever. Fantastic show. Was Final Battle. I would not mind if they want to go this route. since Jay Briscoe did pass away, unfortunately, may God rest his soul, we're going to have to crown new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Right.
I would not mind if they did, and I understand Ring of Honor is not really being showcased on AEW anymore, I understand, but I would not mind the Jay Briscoe Tag Team Invitational to take place throughout the month of March with all these Ring of Honor tag teams. You can throw in 2.0, Cheeseburger and Eli Isom, maybe the Gates of Agony, the Kingdom, maybe a Private Party, someone like that. Maybe the Gun Club, if you want to do the Gun Club. Maybe Roosh and Dralistico. And then Top Flight in there, an 8-team tournament to crown new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And Top Flight would end up winning the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles at Supercard of Honor on March 31st, with Mark Briscoe presenting them with the tag team titles. If you want to give them a moment like that to start them off in AEW's sister company, Ring of Honor, rather than just pushing them straight to the World Tag Team titles of AEW, because listen, the Acclaimed aren't losing. The Acclaimed right now, they're not losing. And whoever takes the titles off the Acclaimed, it's going to be a heel team, because Top Flight right now, they're a top-tier babyface tag team. So I would not mind if they do the Jay Briscoe Tag Team Invitational for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, with Top Flight winning the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles at Supercard of Honor. I think that would be a great moment for them.
DJ Sums, you just took everything I was gonna say, and you just put it on the stage. I don't know what to say. I mean, that was brilliant. I mean, that to me shows what a wrestling fan's clairvoyance is. That to me is clairvoyance. That to me is clairvoyance. And that was brilliant by you. I wouldn't argue that at all. I wouldn't have any issues with that at all. I really wouldn't. Good stuff by you. That was great. I agree with you. I think that would be a moment. That would be a great moment for them. That'd be a compelling moment for them. Can you imagine them in the ring? They win the tournament, and then here he comes out with the tag team belts, and they hug and they embrace. That'd be great. That'll be a moment we will never forget as wrestling fans.
And that would be a great start for Top Flight as well. They don't need to win the AEW World Tag Team titles.
No.
Right, give them a little run with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles.
Right. I agree with it. I totally agree with it. Yeah, so again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, the match was great. The match was fantastic. I gave it an A+. DJ Storm did talk me off the ledge about getting the champions pinned, but okay. I mean, I agree with it. I agree with his assessment. Totally. Okay, let's talk about this other match here. It was Orange Cassidy taking on Jay Lethal. Now, in the match, there was a stipulation. If Sanjay Dutt would have interfered in this match, he would have been terminated from his AEW contract. The match was great. I love me some. I don't know about anybody else. But I love me some Orange Cassidy. The guy can wrestle. The guy can sell moves. The guy can sell bumps. He's just a whirling dervish in the ring. You just don't know what you're going to get with Orange Cassidy. You just don't know what you're going to get. You have no idea what he's going to do. He does these spoofy things in the ring, but then all of a sudden he turns on the turbo jets and he just goes pedal to the metal and he just wrestles his behind off in the ring, and he works his ass off in the ring, and everybody loves him. Everybody. Well, some people do, but everybody loves him. I love him. I just wish some people would get on board. But anyway, I digress. But the match was great. I loved it. DJ, so what did you make of the match itself?
I didn't really think the match was all that great as people are making it out to be, but here's the reason why. The main reason why is because it just seemed like there was a little too many shenanigans. Shenanigans, and it kind of took away from what was otherwise a solid wrestling match between Jay Lethal and Orange Cassidy. Because
Would you
in the
say it
end,
was overbooked?
oh yeah, absolutely. Not as overbooked
Okay.
as what happened at Battle of the Belts with the Acclaimed
Right.
and Jarrett
Right.
and Lethal, but that
Yeah.
match was more entertaining than this match. If I was to gauge on which match was more entertaining, I would take the match with the Acclaimed and Jarrett and Lethal, not this match. But
Uh-huh.
regardless of that, in the end, it was a solid match. But I have a feeling I know why they did this. The crowd was into it, and I feel like Tony Khan mainly did that to just kind of uplift the spirits of everyone and give everyone a little fun match after obviously Jay Briscoe's unfortunate passing, and everyone was kind of on a low, and Tony Khan just wanted to, loosen everyone up and, try and have some fun and just make people laugh. And in the end, if that was the case, then you know what? I'm not really going to shit on it that much. But in the end, I would have much rather taken just a straight up wrestling match rather than all the shenanigans going on the outside. But regardless, the in-ring action between Lethal and Cassidy was fine. I don't think you're going to find a single complaint out of me regarding the in-ring action. It's just, all the extra shenanigans. Now, Orange Cassidy retains the title. I'm not really sure where he goes from here. I do believe that he's probably going to lose that title at Revolution. I do believe that his title reign has an expiration date at some point within the next month and a half. It really is an open field as for who's going to take it off from. They can go either way. You could go with Hobbs. You could go with Miro, bring him back. Maybe Takeshita. But if you're asking me, I would not mind if they bring back Hobbs and they give the title to Powerhouse Hobbs. First off, I am a Powerhouse Hobbs guy. So at the end of the day, if you're going to put Powerhouse Hobbs on TV and have him just beat the shit out of people, you won't get a complaint out of me whatsoever. Plus, on top of that, he has this scenario where he wants to take everything from everyone. He's not winning the TNT title because, again, Darby just won it. And then he's not beating MJF, obviously. It doesn't look like they're going to send him to Ring of Honor anytime soon. It looks like they're trying to get Ring of Honor over with some major stars down there. Obviously, you got Yuta. You got Athena down there. Claudio's the Ring of Honor World Champion. Samoa Joe is the television champion. So at the end of the day, I would not mind if they do Hobbs versus Orange Cassidy at Revolution for the All-Atlantic title, and you give Hobbs the title. Or here's a dark horse. If you want to get a little creative, and obviously because this guy is absolutely going to be in a world title program with MJF at some point, especially considering how beloved he is. I would not mind if we do Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic Championship as well. It really is an open field, but Hobbs and Cole, those are probably my top two choices to fight Cassidy potentially at the pay-per-view. And whoever doesn't fight him, I would probably say they're going to be in the face of the Revolution ladder match to see who gets a shot at the TNT title. We'll have to wait and see, but the in-ring action with this match was fine, but obviously everything else on the outside, it just kind of took away from it. Maybe 30 seconds of it was a little funny. Danhausen strumming a guitar and cursing people. That was funny, but outside of that, there wasn't anything that stuck out to me as ha, ha, ha. But I understand why they did it. And I do see Orange Cassidy inevitably losing that title by March 5th.
I agree with your assessment. Again, I agree with it. After looking at that, and understanding where you're coming from, I agree. I think it was a little overbooked. It was a little too much clown and show for me personally. I would more prefer a wrestling match versus.
I mean, again, the in-ring action was fine.
The in-ring action was great. I did, but like you said, and I agree with your assessment. It just took away the other stuff. Took away the nuance of the match. It just took away the mystique of the match, and that was the only drawback that I had for the match. Other than that, it was fine. It was fine for what it was. It was fine. I'm not going to say it was an instant classic. I'm not going to say it was a great match, but it was fine for what it was. It was fine for. Did it entertain you? Yes. Did it lighten the mood a little bit? Yes. So it did what
I
it's
will say
supposed
this:
to do.
it didn't bring the show down. It was still an excellent show.
No,
It didn't hurt
right,
the show.
exactly. Right, exactly. So
It just
I
wasn't
agree
all
with
that.
you. Right. It was okay. It was okay. Um, what did you make of MJF's promo?
This week or last week?
Yes, this week.
I mean, he's fucking MJF, and what do you want me to say? There's not enough praise that I can give this man. He's fucking
Yeah, I
MJF.
know. I
He's
know.
MJF. He's the world champion, man. He's pinning shoulders on mats and banging rats. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I didn't have any.
Wait,
I
what's your
did
name?
not.
Take a shitter?
Yeah, yeah. That was funny. Yeah,
Oh my
that
god.
oh my God. Yeah, that and what Takeshita said about him this past month Wednesday, that was pretty entertaining
Oh,
too.
it's brilliant.
In Japanese.
Takeshita is becoming more and more. Takeshita may be becoming my second favorite act behind MJF, just because of how he articulates things, and he does it with a smile on his face. He goes, "That means MJF is an asshole," and he just smiles.
Well,
Love
right.
it. Love it.
I love it. What did you think of the Hangman interview?
Interesting, I would say. It definitely leaves questions open. I'm not really sure where they go from here, but it seems to me that I got two things from this interview. Number one, Hangman is looking to mend fences with the Elite. Now, I'm not really sure how they're going to do that, but if that is the case, I can honestly see two things happening. I can honestly see if Hangman mends things with Omega and the Bucks, I can honestly see a potential BCC, Blackpool Combat Club versus Elite feud. And if that's the case, if we're going to do a BCC versus Elite feud, if you ain't doing blood and guts, I don't want to fucking talk about it. If this is going to result, if this is the first seed, the first cookie crumb that is going to plant a BCC versus Elite feud and potentially result in a blood and guts match, take my fucking money. Take it all. Take it. Take my bank account. You can own my fucking bank account. That's number one. Number two, I don't think that Hangman and Moxley's over. I don't think it's over. I do believe that we will get a third match at the Revolution pay-per-view, and that is going to be the true, and I mean the true and ultimate decider in this feud. And I do believe it's going to be in a Texas death match because they're pretty much building themselves on two guys that like to hit hard, beat the shit out of one another, but yet they keep getting back up. Well, in a Texas death match, you have to keep your opponent down for the count of 10. So in the end, I would not mind the Texas death match. I think that would be a great, great stipulation to end this feud. I can see Hangman winning, and before we
would you do a last man standing match?
Well, Texas death match is pretty much a last man standing match. It's a last man standing match, but there's a second way to win it. You either win it via a 10 count or you win it via submission.
Okay.
So I would do a Texas death match, and I would have Hangman win that. And honestly, before we get the BCC versus Elite feud, I would do Hangman and MJF at Double or Nothing this year for the world title after MJF beats Brooklyn. And the reason why is because if you guys remember, Double or Nothing 2019, the first AEW production, it was the first match, the Casino Battle Royale, and the two men that came down to the final two. If you remember, it was MJF and Hangman Adam Page, and Hangman Page eliminated MJF in order to win the match. And in the end, that cemented Hangman as the number one contender for the world title the first time around. And you can imagine that MJF, that's been eating him up. The first ever AEW match, and Hangman was the winner of the first ever AEW match, not MJF. They opened the buy-in for Double or Nothing 2019. This year, they main event Double or Nothing 2023. That would be perfect long-term booking right there. And then we can do blood and guts with the Elite and the BCC.
Right. I agree with I agree with the assessment. I totally agree with it.
BCC and the Elite Blood and Guts.
I wouldn't mind it. Take my money, please. Like you said, take my money, please. Yep. I have no issues with it. I thought that the interview was a little awkward because that's Moxley's wife. I thought it was. I said, oh, I don't know how this is gonna
Well,
go
Renee
here.
Paquette is ageless. She doesn't even look like she had a kid.
No, she don't.
Moxley put a ring on the right woman. That's what I will say.
Yep. And she is a great fit at AEW. She is a fantastic fit. She does very well behind the scenes, and I like her stuff. Yeah, I thought the interview was great. It was a little awkward at first. I didn't know where they were going with it. I thought she was going to end up smacking him, which didn't happen. But just in case you insult the husband, the wife got to put you in a place first. So I thought that was going to happen, but that didn't happen. But anyway, it was okay. It was okay. It was a good stuff. Good promo. Good interaction with the two of them. And like you said, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. What jump starts this? And let's see. Um. Okay, let's talk about this next match. It was the women's division match. It was Willow Nightingale taking on Tony Storm. Now, I want to know something here. I want somebody to help me here because DJ, you're gonna have to help me with this. Did I see a heel turn here? Now I don't know if this was a heel turn or not. After the match, they beat the stew out of Willow Nightingale. But let me tell you something. I love me some Willow Nightingale. I love her. Her her affectionate, the way she comes out, the way she hugs the little girls, the way she waves at the audience. They just soup her up. I love that she's all elite because she is fantastic. That match she had last week on Rampage was absolutely fantastic. She sold it well. I mean, it was great. It was fantastic. The blood on her cheek and the way she was going after the people and the doctor bomb through the table. I mean, it was fantastic. But this match was good. This match was a good match. I thought the chemistry was great. I thought everything was good. The two ladies brought it. Nobody was off in this match. I didn't see any botchy watchy or glitchy witchy happening in the match. But other than that, it was good. I thought it was good. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for you, DJ Storm, but I thought the match was okay. I thought it was good. What did you think?
Look, if you're going to give me Willow Nightingale and Tony Storm in a wrestling match, I'm certainly not going to complain. Willow is definitely in a great position. Her progression has been great, and I'm glad that she's been getting a lot of TV time as well. And she's not afraid to go in there and wrestle. She's not afraid to go in there and take a beating and give one out, especially after what we saw in that street fight last Friday on Rampage. And obviously, we've seen the highs and lows of AEW, and we've seen obviously the women's division was once at one point a very low point in the show. But recently, if you've been paying attention, we've been getting some pretty damn good women's action as of lately. And I think that right now it's probably the best that the women's division has looked. Obviously, minus a few things here or there, but we do have a lot of stories going on. Obviously, you had Ty Mello and Ruby Soho, and now Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale, they're involved in this big storyline with Sheeta and Tony Storm and Saraya. I actually was not expecting this heel turn. I was not expecting this heel turn at all. And I don't know about you, but it seems as though we could be headed towards I don't know. I guess it could be a WWE versus AEW Originals type of tag team match. Maybe Sheeta joins forces with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and maybe Ruby Soho turns heel. I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions with Sheeta's intentions, Tony Storm and Saraya's change of attitude, especially considering it was so sudden. Some people are even predicting that it could be a blood and guts match that we see between the women. Now, it would definitely be interesting, to say the least. I don't know. Right now, we're kind of in the stage of We just have to watch and let things play out. We don't know if Sheeta's going to turn on them before they turn on Sheeta, or Soho's going to turn on Willow Nightingale, or if Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are going to inject themselves into this. Maybe they could end up going full-blown heel turn with Toni Storm and Saraya, considering that LA, they were cheering for Jamie Hayter and booing Toni Storm. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone boo Toni Storm, especially in the match of the year. In my
that was the first.
That was the first time I think I've heard anyone legitimately boo Toni Storm. So it just came off as a shock to me. I guess that's just a testament to how good Jamie Hayter is. And when she splits away from Britt Baker, she's going to be a main staple in the women's division. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what she does in 2023. I think this is going to be the year of Jamie Hayter. But in the end, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of all this. We got a solid women's match. Toni Storm got the win. I can definitely see her potentially facing Jamie Hayter in a rematch for the AEW Women's World Championship. I think that's going to be fantastic. But as far as who's turning on who and what this could result in, I don't know. Maybe we get a 6-woman tag team match. Maybe we get a blood and guts match. The one thing that's going to be really interesting is Thunder Rosa. Where is she going to fit into all of this when she inevitably makes her return? Because she could very well be coming back in February. If she comes back in February, she's probably going to go after Jamie Hayter. But at the same point in time, what is she going to think about Toni Storm and this new change of attitude and Saraya? That's something that's going to be the X factor. Where is Thunder Rosa going to fit into all this when she inevitably comes back? Right now, there's a lot of questions, and we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. But one thing is for sure, it's intriguing. It's going to keep you invested. Who's going to turn on who? Who's going to align with who?
Yeah, because I was kind of confused. I was kind of confused. I was taken back by the heel turn. I wasn't sure what was happening here. Which pair of shoes is she going to put on? Is it the heel or is it the glass slipper from Glenda the Good Witch? I was like, what's going on here? And then when she was beating the stew out of her, out of Willow Night, I was like, well, this is a twist. So I'm kind of curious. I'm very curious, and I'm very intrigued to see where this is gonna go. But like you said, when Thunder Rosa comes back, what's gonna happen then? When she returns,
a match with Jamie Hayter's on the horizon. You can't just bypass that match.
No. I wouldn't say overgloss. You wouldn't overgloss it. No, absolutely
if anything,
not.
If Thunder Rosa comes back, that's your women's title match for Revolution. Jamie Hayter, that's a women's title match on any day of the fucking week.
Right. I agree.
Again, it's right now. It's just a waiting game. Who's going to align with who? Who's going to turn on who? We're going to have to wait and see where the chips fall.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, let me just look in the chat and see who's talking. We have a Matthew Holland. Okay, Raphael, hello. Salute to you, sir. DD, hello. Classic Dude, hello. Maybe Two Peanuts.
Dude.
Yes, Classic Dude. Hi, how are you? Maybe Two Peanuts, hello. Let's see who else is in the chat. Sean Jaggins, hello, Sean. Facebook user, hi guys. I don't know who you are, Facebook user. Big Boy Facts Johnny TV, hello. Lady Kenzie, hello. And everyone else is in the chat. Hello, and how are you doing this Thursday evening? This is the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and the name of the show is The Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole. And of course, we are live tonight on The Wrestling Experience, and we're live on the Hardcore Sports Network. Follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports 1. Follow them on Instagram at Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N. And hit that like button. Hit the like button on my channel. Hit the like button on DJ Storm's channel. Hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. And subscribe to all 3 of our channels because we greatly appreciate it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward. Jake Hager took on Ricky Starks. The match was great. I like the way Ricky Starks called him Gilligan. I thought that was funny. He
Listen, I don't know if this was a botch or not, but I don't know. Was this a tribute to what Owen Hart said to Bret Hart back at the Royal Rumble or something, or Survivor Series? Because I think Owen Hart said something along the lines of, I'm gonna kick your leg out of your leg, and then Jake Hager said, I'm gonna slap your face off of your face. I don't know. I didn't really get that reference. I thought it was a
I
botch.
didn't get. Yeah, I think it was a botch. I'm not sure what that. I wasn't sure what that was, but anyway, that
I mean, the
clapback
Owen
was too
Hart line
much.
turned out to be iconic.
Right, exactly. Ricky Starks is something else. Let me tell you something, ladies. If you're not a fan of Ricky Starks, something is wrong with you. You cannot
Revolution.
be a wrestler. Right, that's right. The match was great. I love Ricky Starks. He is great. His promo work is great. His passion is great. The way he carries himself is great. The match had great nuance in it. I had no issues with this match. I thought it was great. I he's something else. He's nothing short of sensational. Is Ricky Starks, and he's gonna go places. I could see him in a championship program at some point in time because you would have to have him in a conversation. You have to. You can't overgloss him, and I think that's something that AEW should look at. Um, GJ Storms, what did you make of the match?
I wouldn't say it was great, but at the end of the day,
Okay,
there was no way it was going to be bad. There was no way it was going
right,
to be
okay,
bad. This was a very solid match, and it did what it needed to do. Jake Hager, let me tell you something. Jake Hager's not the best. He's not
right,
a guy that's going to be in a prime position to win titles, but when the man is given the opportunity to work, the man can fucking work. He can work.
right,
And one thing I do appreciate is I actually do appreciate the little comic relief with the I like this hat type of deal. I
right,
fucking hate when he wrestles in it. That's fucking stupid. But
right,
when he's not wrestling and he's talking about how he likes this hat, especially when he threw the hat at Claudio last month, right in Claudio's
right,
face. That I found to be fucking hilarious. It legitimately came out of nowhere. It legitimately
right.
came out of nowhere, and it turned into a fucking meme on social media. He's going everywhere with the
right.
fucking purple bucket hat. Don't know why, but he is. But in the end, this was a match that did exactly what it needed to do. Ricky Starks is continuing to win exactly what he needs to do. He continues to gain momentum. He beat Jericho clean. He beat Jake Hager clean. I don't know where they're going with this, if he's going to try and run through the entire Jericho Appreciation Society, but I do believe that we're probably going to get one final match at Revolution, and if we do get Ricky Starks and Jericho at Revolution, I do believe that that's going to be a great match. One thing is for
Would you
sure,
make a
though,
stipulation?
probably, yeah, but I'm not really sure how they would go about that, considering
Okay,
that Starks doesn't really have any backup. He just has Action Andretti, and he's a great
right,
wrestler. And I think that Action Andretti is going to put on a very good match with Daniel Garcia tomorrow night on Rampage. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And Willie Mack
right,
and Brian Cage, because Willie Mack is awesome. I've seen his
right.
matches on Impact, even though Impact's pretty much a dead brand, but Willie Mack's very good. Um, it's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where it goes. I'm not really sure how it's going to end, but I see Ricky Starks coming out victorious in the end. And if Hobbs wins the All Atlantic Championship, you got a nice shoe-in storyline right there with Starks and Hobbs, two former Team Taz members battling for the All Atlantic Championship. I mean, I would not be opposed to that at all. I wouldn't be
No,
opposed.
no.
Should be that should be interesting. I think that's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, the match did what it needed to do, and Ricky Starks comes out victorious as we all expected.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna again agree with your assessment. I'm gonna take the word great back, and I'm gonna say this match was okay. It was okay for what it was.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. I'm just saying that there were multiple matches that trumped this match, and we all know.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we're about to talk
No,
about one. I can feel it.
right. So, yeah, there were two matches on here that I thought were really bangers. Um, they were bangers. But anyway, getting back to Starks, he was good. He was good. He was this was okay. I like Ricky Starks. Again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I am a fan of Ricky Starks, and I hope that he goes places. He really does. I really hope he goes places within the AEW frame. Okay, let's talk about this one here. This was a banger, and this gentleman always does bangers. There's just no bad match with this man. This really isn't. I haven't seen anything that was not not good or terrible or anything like that. Brian Danielson took on Bandito. This was a banger. This was gold. 24 karat gold. I had no issues with the match. Daniels continued to climb that ladder to get his hands at MJF at Revolution. And I think that the last man standing match with him and MJF is going to be a banger too.
Iron Man match.
Iron Man match. Excuse me. Pardon me. Iron Man match. I believe that match is going to be a banger, and it's going to burn the house down. I mean, the AEW is making their debut in San Francisco, and I'm telling you, I think the Chase Center is going to melt down to nothing. Tony Khan's going to have to pay to reconstruct the arena to put it back together. Because this match is going to be great. This match was fantastic. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Brian goes over, and rightfully so. He's going through all of the people that he needs to go through so that he can get his hands on MJF. I have no issues with this whatsoever. DJ Stones, what did you make of the match?
I'm telling you, man, I think Sheamus may have some competition. Listen, I know that Sheamus is the man that's putting on banger after banger after banger after banger, but
Right.
I think Bryan Danielson may be taking that title.
Right.
I thought the match with Takeshita was good.
Right.
Oh, shit. We haven't seen anything yet. And next week, we
Yeah.
got Brian Cage.
Right.
We got Brian Cage. Can you
Right.
imagine? We got fucking Brian Cage. Unbelievable.
Yes.
It's going to be fantastic. And, you know, I also always say that Rey Fenix is probably the best luchador that we have in wrestling right now. I think
Yes, we do.
I think that Bandito is really creeping up there.
Right.
How old is he? 27? He's not even
I
30.
think they're-
He's 27 years old. He's got nothing but time on his hands. If you know what I
Can
would
you?
love to see? If
I'm
they
sorry.
want-
I didn't mean to cut. I didn't mean to cut you off, there, DJ. So I didn't mean to cut you off. But can you imagine a match between Bandito and Rey Fenix?
Oh my god! Holy shit! That would have to be the only match on the card.
Right.
Holy shit. That would have to be the only fucking match on the card. Unfucking believable.
Unreal.
I would love to see Bandito and Claudio at Supercard of Honor. I think that would be a great, a nice, suitable World Championship title match.
Right.
But holy shit, this was a fantastic match. Probably my personal match of the night. And Bryan Danielson, he's continuing to climb towards MJF. He's putting on bangers every single fucking week. And MJF in that Iron Man match, that right there is going to be a defining moment in MJF's career, going 60 minutes with arguably the best wrestler on the planet, not named Kenny Omega. And it's going to solidify MJF as a man that is going to be a world champion that is to be remembered. And he will go down as probably the best world champion in AEW history.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Now, let me ask you a very important question because I'm going to pick your brain with this. Would you say that this Iron Man match with MJF, would that overshadow the match Brian had with Kenny Omega at Grand Slam?
It could very well. It could very well.
Okay.
It could very well. We have to wait and see.
Okay. All right. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it first. Okay. Let's talk about the main event of the Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the main event.
Even though it's not Rampage.
Like, it was Darby Allin taking on Kushida. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Kushida is, he used to be on NXT.
And he put on bangers on NXT.
He did it. He put on bangers on NXT. And let me tell you something, folks. He came to AEW and he put on a banger here because him and Darby Allin.
I'm putting Kushida on Ring of Honor. I would sign him and I would bring him in for matches against Wheeler Yuta, for matches against Samoa Joe, for matches against Claudio, for matches against Roosh. Yeah, if you're asking me, I would absolutely do Kushida and Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship at Supercard of Honor. That's what I want.
Would you do Kushida and Rey Fenix?
Yes.
Okay. Kushida and Penta.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You think I'm going to say no to a fucking Kushida match?
No, of course not. No.
Fucking amazing.
No, he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, the match was fantastic. The match was great. Great nuance in the ring. You know, let me tell you something about Darby Allin. Darby Allin, I don't know what Darby Allin takes every week to go through his matches. But this kid, he gets whipped from pillar to post. I mean, this kid gets through tables. He goes through the floor. He goes through all of this stuff, and he still comes back for more. I mean, I don't know what he's on. I don't know if he's taking the same thing as Sting or what, because this kid is absolutely. I mean, every time I see a Darby Allin match, my heart just jumps through my throat. Because I said, I just don't want this kid to be like hurt really bad, legitimately, because he goes through so much. But let me tell you something. This match was great. He really brought it. The both men brought it, and I had no issues with this match whatsoever.
TNT titles looking good. TNT titles looking good.
Yeah, and Darby retained the title and he marched forward. And I loved it. DJ Stone, what did you think?
You know, a lot of people look towards Brody Lee or they look towards Miro as the best TNT champion. I have Darby as the best TNT champion because while Miro and Brody Lee may have had great characters and great auras, there is absolutely no one that is measured up to the quality of matches that Darby Allin has put on as TNT champion with legitimately everyone. The man can work with anyone. There's absolutely not one bad match that you will find from Darby Allin, and it is a fantastic thing to watch. It really is. And I cannot wait to see what he does going forward. And if you're asking me, the man to take that title off of Darby is Swerve. Double or nothing, Darby and Swerve for the TNT title. Swerve is going to win the TNT championship, and Swerve's going to go on a monster heel run.
All right. I can't argue with that assessment. That should be good. That should be real good. And it should be a fun match, too. If they book it. If they pull the trigger.
I hope they do.
I hope they pull that trigger because that would be a great thing to see. Folks, that was AEW Dynamite. That was it. I hope that you enjoyed because we enjoyed it. Let me ask you something, DJ Storm. What overall grade do you give AEW Dynamite?
This week I probably give it a solid 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. They've really come out of the gates, and that's actually been the consistent thing going forth in the last couple shows. Even Rampage has definitely gotten themselves back on track, and I'm very, very happy to see that as well because obviously Rampage was suffering a little bit over the course of the summer going into the fall, but now it feels like Rampage is starting to get back on track. They're starting to feel like Rampage once again, and I'd like to hope that that is something that is going to be consistent going forward, especially with the matches that we've been getting. Darby and Juice Robinson, and the street fight that we saw, and Eddie Kingston and Malachi Black are mixing it up. And we had Top Flight and the BCC. So for this episode of Dynamite, I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. They've definitely gotten themselves on a nice hot streak worth of shows, and I think Revolution is shaping up to be a fantastic show.
Yeah, I think that the first pay-per-view offering from AEW this year, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going. I definitely think it will overshadow the Royal Rumble. I think that we're gonna say Royal Rumble what? Because AEW, you just never know what they bring out with their pay-per-views. You just never know. We gotten so many shocking moments through the year, through last year, through the years of AEW. So you just never know what you're gonna get in an AEW show. Never know. But folks, that was AEW. And my overall grade for the show, I'm going to give it a solid A. The matches were good, except for the Orange Cassidy match. I didn't care for too much fluff in the middle of it, but other than that, it was okay. But everything else was good. Everything else was solid. It was a good show. It was a heavy-hearted show. It was an emotional show, but everybody got through it.
My friend Jalitza's watching. Jalitza, look in the mirror. You will see a nerd. You don't call DJ Storms a nerd. You don't. Just kidding. Jalitza is good people, so be nice to her.
Okay. All right, Julissa. Thank you very much. And please subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Subscribe to my channel as well. And subscribe to DJ Storms. We greatly appreciate it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just talk about something that, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. This Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, Christina Rivera and I are going to sit down and we're going to have a conversation. And this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, is about the state of affairs in the WWE. And
don't even get me fucking started on that shit.
Let me explain. Let me explain something to you all. If you all love rants, if you love long, drawn out sentences about this company, well, you're going to love this show because we got a lot to talk about. First of all, bullet point number one. Bullet point number one. We're going to talk about the return of Vince McMahon. Bullet point number two. We're going to talk about the chief of staff that was hired by Vince McMahon this week.
Brad.
Then, yes. Yes. We're going to talk about that. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the poorly billed Royal Rumble and how poor and how lifeless is the Royal Rumble. Then we have there's more. WWE has said that if the company gets sold, they will start charging customers $60.45 for their pay-per-views. All their pay-per-views will be $60 if you have cable or satellite. So that is something we're going to talk about as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about are the women's division matches and how poor are they booked. Again, this past Monday night on Raw, the women's division match was so bad, it should have been booked in a library because the match was dead. The audience was dead. There was no life in the building whatsoever.
I think I need to look at my notebook. I don't even remember what fucking took place on Monday Night Raw. Holy shit.
This wasn't good. This wasn't good. Folks, if you missed Monday Night Raw. If you want to hear my commentary on it, you can go back on my channel and you can watch the Raw watch along and watch Mitch Kofsky lose his mind when I made him laugh so hard he had to get off the screen. Anyway,
Hold on. What did you say? What did you do?
it was a joke about Omos.
Oh
It
my
was
God!
a
You got to tell me. You got to
it
tell
would
me.
it would
Before
well,
we get
first
off
of
the
all,
air.
well, first of all, I did mention on the air that Omos was as green as goo shit. Then then somebody told me, "Oh, Earl, no. You need to cut that out," and said, "Just he's just shit." So then we were goofing on his outfit, and I said, "Well," they said it's so brown. I said, "Yes, it's a brown stain in a toilet bowl." Mitch Kofsky lost his mind. Then I said, this really took Mitch really out of the picture. I said to Mitch, I said, he's beating the stew out of him. And Mitch was like, "Well, no, not the stew." I said, yes, Mitch. It's the stew that's in the clapper of the toilet." And then he just it was hysterical, folks. If
Oh
you
my God!
it was funny. It was hysterical. I had Mitch so laughing. I've never seen Mitch Kofsky laugh so loud in my life. It was fabulous. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk
But
about
you know
that.
what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when we did the rundown for Halloween Havoc, and it just
Yeah,
got completely derailed. I can't even remember what I said. I don't know. I can't remember what the fuck I even.
I can't remember it either.
I think it may have been some about Mandy Rose or some shit. But
Yeah, it was. I mean, folks, you have to understand something. If the show is boring and it's not uninspired to me, I'm going to make you laugh, and I'm going to say things that you just never know what I'm going to come out with. You just never know.
so
You
you're
just
stealing my
never.
gimmick, Earl. You're stealing my gimmick.
No, no. I would never, my friend, never encroach on your behalf. No, never. I just take your energy and your sense of humor and bring it on my show, but I do it with a little twist. No,
Now, listen, Jalissa, I'm well aware. Trust me, I know Brock Lesnar's a lucky man because he had children with that woman.
right.
Brock Lesnar's a lucky man, so I bet he's taking her to Suplex City.
Oh my God, ladies
Suplex
and
City, bitch.
gentlemen. Also, ladies and gentlemen, what we're also going to discuss on the show, on my show Saturday night, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble ticket sales and how they have stalled. Yes, the ticket sales for the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, have stalled. And most of the people that were going to the Royal Rumble have now resold their tickets on Ticketmaster. So, what is the seats going to look like? What's the Royal Rumble going to look like with no people in the audience? What's that going to look like? What's that going to look like with a poorly built Royal Rumble? Half the audience doesn't want to go to the Rumble, and there's no build.
Vince is back. That's why.
This is going to be a very interesting conversation, and I hope you all will tune into it Saturday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for my show. That's going to do it for my show, and I want to thank DJ Storms again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Storms is not. This is not the last time he's coming on my show. Oh no. Oh no. I will pick another date for DJ Storms to grace his presence on my show, and we will do it all over again. And I greatly appreciate you, sir. I appreciate your brand. I appreciate you. I appreciate the invitation to come on your show again in February. I look forward to it. We're gonna have a lot of fun that night. Again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna return to the airwaves this Saturday night. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch me this Monday night for the Raw Watch Along because Monday Night Raw is turning 30. And for what I understand, Vince McMahon will be in the building. So it's going to be a very interesting evening because this is the go home show. What kind of go home show are we going to get? Are
I
we
don't
going to
know.
get any? Where are we going to get a solid go home show? Are we going to get a ho hum go home show? What kind of go home show are we going to get on the 30th anniversary of Raw? It's hard to believe that Monday Night Raw is 30 years old. Hard to believe that this show has lasted for 30 years. And boy, has it evolved over the years. I don't know if it's for the good, the bad, or the ugly. I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out this Monday night for sure. So folks, that's gonna do it for my show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all. Thank you to DJ Storm. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Um, and to all the Giants fans out there, good luck to the Giants this Saturday night as we take on the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
But Mitch, fuck you. Fuck you. The Eagles will not get past the Giants. I know Mitch is lurking somewhere supporting the fucking Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. The Eagles are going to get their feathers plucked.
We're gonna have to see DJ Storms. We're gonna have to see.
Fly yourselves right into a volcano. That's what I want you.
or DJ Storms will give you the Buddha Doom. That's what he's gonna give you, the Buddha Doom.
No. I won't give you the Buddha Doom. I'll give you the elbow drop from the top rope. Because I'm savage like Macho Man.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
with all of that,
take us home.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for me. I'm Earl Cole. That's DJ Storms. Everyone, please have a great.
Wait. There is a very important question that all must answer, and I think everyone knows the question. Well, maybe not Jalissa. No, she's not.
Well, who runs the WIC?
No, the IWC.
IWC. That's right.
The IWC. Everyone must answer it because I want to know.
DJ Storms.
Oh, you damn right. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? And don't you forget it. Yeah. Yes, I am. I am a fucking Bay. I am. I'm the fucking Bay King. And let me tell you something. You know why? I see you texting me, Jalissa. You want to know why I comb my facial hair? And you want to know why I comb my hair? It's because just like Campbell's soup, I'm just so good. I'm the tastiest snack in the IWC. Everybody wants a piece of me, okay? The ladies love DJ Storms. I know Dee Dee does. Don't you forget it. Don't you ever forget it.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great football weekend. I will be back in cyberspace this Saturday night and then this Monday night. So don't forget it. This has been the Wrestling Experience on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Awesome power of nature, hot excitement of freedom. Because after you get struck by lightning, there's thunder.